tournament did fence, if you will, and the Cavaliers win the opening tip-off. Dallin Hall, the transfer from BYU, but the man to keep an eye on, among others, on this Virginia team, certainly number one, Thomas. And we talked about DeRidder a moment ago.
Is it safe to say that there's no love lost between both teams?
Well, there's no doubt about that. It's part of what they call the Commonwealth clash between these two schools in all sports. And a takeaway by Sam Lewis. Thomas for three.
Thomas is one of those guys that is going to fuel the offense for this team. We talked about DeRidder, but Thomas is the guy that definitely is going to get them going on the perimeter.
Thomas had 26 in the first meeting. That was one of the wildest games you would ever watch. It was 55-55 at halftime and went on to be 95-85. Abdallas, shot clock at 3, gonna have to put it up. And an air ball. Mike Young looking up on the shot clock. There is 0.3 left. So basically, they're going to have to put 0.5. Or you can't get a shot off, right?
You're not. And again, you see the officials are going to go ahead and take a look at it.
Ryan Odom, his first year here in Virginia, and what a run it's been. 12 brand new players. They only had one scholarship player who came back from the team a season ago, and a 26-4 record. They've already nailed down the number 2 seed behind Duke in the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament, which begins this upcoming week in Charlotte.
And they're playing just as good as anyone in the ACC. And when you look at how this team has been playing and what Ryan Odom has done, taking this Virginia team back to the heyday when they were packing the place. We've talked about this atmosphere is electric.
So 1 second on the shot clock. They got a pretty good look. And knocked out of bounds by Virginia. So now a fresh shot clock after all of that for the Hokies.
And Lowell was able to get his hands on it. Then that ball went out on DeRidder.
Both of these teams are outstanding rebounding teams when things are going well. I say that. Virginia's done it all year long. And the takeaway by Thomas. And he'll go to the free throw line for the and one.
And one time we talked about this Virginia team where you could hear his crowd into it early, is that they want to be disruptive. And you see Thomas getting that passing lane, and he is strong, observes that contact, an opportunity for the and one. And again, watch him. Bedford was not able to stop him. Thomas is one of those guys, man, that he is a beast, especially getting downhill.
Playing his final college season here in Virginia, his first 2 at USC, 2 years at San Francisco, a standout there, and averages 12 a game, second most behind DeRidder for Virginia. Hansberry, 13 with the basketball, and there's Abdallas, who's been red hot from 3 of late. Bedford for 3. Tech still scoreless 2 minutes into this game from Charlottesville. Here's DeRidder. Trying to strip it away from him. Swing it wide open in the corner for Lewis. And what a start for Virginia. And Mike Young says, hold the phone right now.
And Virginia's come out. They are cooking on all cylinders. You think that last game that they lost right before they had 25, they've got a little motivation right now.
9-0 right out of the gate.
And Tom, what it is that you understand that they play well for each other. And you see, watch this penetration by Hall. Gets inside, and he gets Lewis wide open. Lewis is able to tear it up right now and get that 3 going. And this is one of the things you've talked about this UVA team, and the fact that Virginia's one of those teams that's going to hang their head on defense, and they do a good job of spreading that ball out and knocking down open shots.
But of course, a big difference under Ryan Odom compared to, say, the Tony Bennett years, and taking nothing away from Bennett. He won a national championship, multiple ACC championships and tournaments. But this is a much more high-flying offensive team than they've been used to in Charlottesville.
And one of the things they're going to do is that they're going to come out and play really good defense, but they want to play, they want to push tempo. ball. They want to get out, and you can see right now, even with their offense, that ball does not stick. They're touching the paint, and then they're flying out to their shooters.
Full court pressure out of the timeout. Hammond had a monster game in the first meeting between these teams. He had 30 points. He's defended by Dallin Hall. Lawal, the best athlete on the floor, but put it on the bounce too many times and had it stripped out of there. Wesson, a couple big bodies banging there.
Man, they are rolling. They are rolling. And here's the thing for Virginia Tech. You got to keep your composure. You have to understand that because this is a rivalry game, you won that last game. You have to come out and run your sets and stick to your discipline.
Brunlow, an interesting story, 7-footer. Only player in Division I basketball with more than 70 blocks and more than 20 threes. Virginia Tech trying to get on the board, and that's Hammond for three.
A nice shot by Hammond, man. That's one of the things they understand, that he is a shot maker, and he's going to hopefully get this Virginia Tech team. You see Mike Young over there crawling for offensive foul by Brunlow.
I mean to tell you, Hammond took it right in the chin.
You see Lewis again with another putback. Let me just go ahead and say is that this crowd here is really, really loud.
Well, I tell you, this is one of the great venues in all of college basketball. The job they have done on John Paul Jones Arena is just fantastic.
Another turnover by Virginia Tech.
3 turnovers already for the Hokies. DeRidder can't get it to go off the glass, and Lawal with a rebound, and Hammond pushing the other way. Almost another turnover. 14-3 UVA. Hansberry, too strong.
Virginia doing a good job with their on-man defense and then getting the rebound.
So under 16 timeout. North Carolina led by that man right there, Wally Walker. Named the most valuable player of the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament.
And we've seen throughout history, how many times have you seen teams have just a miraculous run? And so that's why you get into the tournament, because you want to be playing your best basketball, and anything can happen.
Well, we saw it 2 years ago, NC State.
Absolutely.
I mean, they were a higher seed even than that Virginia team. Boy, love catching up with Wally Walker in the NBA so long. Of course, Mike Young doesn't want to hear anything about any of that. 62-year-old Radford, Virginia native in his 7th season. He's taken the Hokies to a pair of NCAA tournaments, the last coming in 21-22. Last year, 13 wins, trying to get their 20th win this season today. How about this? I mean,
the big guys are coming out here letting it fly.
Yeah.
I was prepared to talk about how each one of them, dominates on defense as far as shot blocking, but the bigs are coming out and they're letting it fly early.
I mean, you got a couple of 7-footers that have knocked down threes. Brunlow and now Onienso. And it is 17-3 Virginia. Shot clock at 5. Now down to 3. Hammond had it blocked, and Jakari White is checked into the game for UVA. Sprints to the other end.
And this second unit for Ryan Odom is going to come in with the same type of rhythm and the pace right now. You can tell they've come out and that ball is moving side to side.
Lewis has stayed in, working into the paint, had it stripped away, and a takeaway.
Virginia Tech has got to get something going right now, settle down, because right now the pace is favored Virginia.
Long 3 missed by Jalen Bedford. Mallory from right here in Charlottesville. He's energy off that bench. Kicks it to Lewis and off the mark. Back to an air ball for Lewis. It'll go the other way. You know, Virginia Tech is, I mean, they're right on that first team, first four in, last four out, you know, somewhere in the middle. And, boy, what a win it would be if they got a long way to go down 17-3, but we're early on.
Well, obviously, you look at the fact that this is a quad one game for them. And so if they can win this game, this is something that's going to be huge for them. For them to get back into this game, they got to find a way to get inside. Because, again, Virginia's done a good job of keeping them on the perimeter, forcing them in contested threes.
Virginia Tech 55th in the NCAA net rankings, 2-9 in quad one wins. Hammond had it stripped away, shot clock at 8. West Virginia defense has been suffocating. How about that from White?
A nice play by White. How about the ACC tournament bracket right there? And I think that, as you said, based on current standings, you know, the much coveted double bye. But again, this Virginia team, they're trying to make sure that they play with the rhythm. And you see big fella finishes like Mallory with the penetration. I mean, that's one of the things too, man, is that talk about this Virginia team and this second group that comes in, no drop off at all.
No. And at the other end, kissing it off the glass, first bucket for Hansberry. He's their leading scorer.
And if you're Virginia Tech, you're going to have to get some stops because, again, you want to get some early, easy buckets. And then Tillis knocks down the three. This Virginia team, third in the ACC in three-point makes. Right now, they've already got 5 made threes.
They are 5 of 7 from downtown, and we're not even 8 full minutes into this game.
Well, you can tell that they've come out with a sense of urgency, understanding the magnitude of this game.
And Hammond to the basket is second.
Nice play by Hammond. Was able to freeze on the Ensu on that penetration and finishes it up.
Mallory looking for a whistle, didn't get it. Can really shoot if you leave him alone. And Hammond again glides his way past a defender.
How about Ben Hammond single-handedly trying to keep this Virginia Tech team in, and what he was going to do is give him opportunity to calm down.
Not again. Hammond's brought his A game today. He's all over the place. This is Johnson, who missed all that time. Just came back, been out since December with a broken leg. And Hansberry into the lane. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, nice move by Hansberry. Realized he had Mallory right there. And sometimes you have the mouse in the house, and you just get to the lane. Right now, Virginia Tech doing a better job of chipping away at this lead.
Did you just say mouse in the house?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. And a bump there by Christian Gerdak. He whistled for the foul. Well, Virginia Tech at least putting a few good things together. They're down to this Virginia team. They're ranked 13th. They're 13th in the net. What a year. The number 2 seed in the upcoming ACC tournament.
And I think when you look at it, this team, we talked about the job that Ryan Odom has done, that this team not only hangs their hat on defense, but you understand that they can shoot the 3-ball, and they want to get up and down. You've definitely seen this, how they've started out with this pace early in the first half.
They brought back 4 of their starting 5 as Jakari White stays into the game. This is Dallin Hall. Nearly threw it away, and White able to save it. Shot clock at 4. Doesn't know if he knows it. Yep, way out there. Well, if that goes in, it might be your day.
Malik Thomas looked over at the UVA bench and was just like, you know what? Hey, I meant that. I'm nice with it. You can talk about a guy bringing his A game. I don't think he's cracked a smile since he's gotten out here.
Native Californian, long way from home. Here's Thomas. But boy, what a pickup he has been for Ryan Odom. 12 newcomers from this time a year ago. Abdallas, and that's his first bucket. Look out if he gets warmed up.
And that's the guy from Virginia Tech that really has to get going. The way he plays with his skill set at that size, they need him to his shot making and then also his creativity.
So you look at some of the international imports on both of these teams. Johnson trying to fight his way to get it. Shot clock at 10 as Thomas is able to run it down. Brunlow not ready for the pass.
And that's how you want it. You want to have good defensive possessions by Virginia Tech. And now you see Abdallah trying to settle this Virginia Tech offense down.
Abdallah's from Greece, only a freshman. DeRidder, only a freshman from Belgium. And then Brunlow, a freshman from Germany. Jordan looking for a whistle. Didn't get it. And apparently they're not going to make every three today.
Well, and here's the thing is that if you're Virginia Tech, you knew that Virginia was going to come out and playing at home and the way they get behind this crowd. But they've settled down a little bit. Like I said, you want to be able to get some stops. Nice move.
And
the bucket.
Yep.
Abdallah.
Abdallah, that's the guy you were talking about.
And watch this penetration by Abdallah. Comes off the pick. Is able to get downhill. Lays through the contact. And hits the and one. That's one of the things, again, we're talking about this is a kid that, with his size, got NBA scouts really excited about him and the possibilities of that talent.
Well, three of those guys I just mentioned. Brunlow with his size and talent, freshman. DeRidder, freshman, and his size. And Abdallah. It's the way the NBA's gone. You cover the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA.
Absolutely, and when you've got size and you can make a shot, you've got 7-footers that are shooting threes and then blocking shots, and then you've got a guy that is 6'8", that's got point guard-like skills. And Abdallah has come in, and he is definitely given this Virginia Tech an opportunity to get back in this game.
All right, that lead is down to 9. It looked like we were on the brink of a blowout here. DeRidder has not scored. It's been all Malik Thomas into the lane. Short. And now Hokies get a chance to get even closer. Abdallah's going to step back for three. Nope. Leading scorer for the Cavaliers, DeRidder, has not scored. He's working on the much smaller, looking for a switch here. Brunlow.
You notice Virginia Tech doing a better job in how they're defending it last time. You send help on Ben Hammond down with DeRidder.
We've been talking about Hammond bringing his game. Your favorite board games are now your favorite game shows. All new seasons of Trivial Pursuit hosted by LeVar Burton and Scrabble hosted by Craig Ferguson every Thursday beginning at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW.
When you started out, you said your favorite board game. I thought you were talking about me. You know, I love me some Scrabble. I thought you were saying Brian Oliver's favorite board game.
We've been down that road. We know you're really good at it.
Now, I say I play. Now, I don't know if I'm the best in my house.
Yeah, but with people who weren't with us the first time we talked about this, my language is suspect enough where I can't use a lot of those words if your kids are playing. But you and your bride and your family, you guys are fluent in Italian and English.
Yeah, but here's the thing. My wife being from Italy, and I believe that as good as my Italian is, I'm going to tell you, she cheats. She comes up with some words. Nice. I'm just going to call it what it is, Tom. She cheats. Right. She comes up with words that I can't verify.
Don't look now, but it's all of a sudden a 7-point game.
Oh, good Hezzy.
And he comes up limping, does DeRidder. So they'll take a look at him on the sideline DeRidder has not scored in the game. Gosh, what a talent this guy is.
Well, here's the thing is that for Virginia Tech, obviously, you have to sacrifice something. It seems that they have made a concerted effort to try to throw multiple bodies at DeRidder. But when you do that, you've got other players from Virginia that's able to knock down shots.
DeRidder averages 16.6 rebounds per game. And the Virginia lead is 9, 27-18, 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go until halftime. Abdallas, good head fake, and then throws it away. I think Shute thought Abdallas was going to shoot it, don't you?
Yeah, and he did. Grunlow did a great job of the recovery because I thought Abdallas had him bite on that pump fake. The recovery right there forced him to have to pass it, and then Shute, like you said, wasn't prepared. But for a guy with a last name that Shute, wouldn't you think that I'm always ready? I'm always locked and loaded.
You're right about that. Boy, he had a big game in that first meeting as well, but has struggled here down the stretch. DeRidder banging bodies down there with Hansberry. And DeRidder for three. It's going to be short. Look at Lowell. Can that guy get up?
Man, you talking about a dude that's 6'8", that's got a 50-inch vertical. Man, talking about to go upstairs with a pogo stick. But I think that Virginia Tech is doing a good job of how they're playing DeRidder right now. That matchup between he and Hansberry right now is working.
The one stat in the favor of Virginia Tech, rebounding. And they dominated Virginia the first go-round. Hansberry for three, not going to be there. DeRidder to the rack. It's good defense by Lowell. Then rejected under there by Hansberry, and it's going to belong to the Hokies. Coming up next, CW, high-octane, high-flying, non-stop action. Don't miss WWE NXT. That's coming up Tuesday, every Tuesday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the CW.
You see DeRidder get to come out for a quick rest, but again, going back to the fact that how Virginia Tech is throwing multiple bodies at him when he's getting downhill.
Lewis defending Abdallas. I mean, he's denying the ball 30 feet from the basket. Hansberry going to try another three.
And here's the thing, it's that you've seen Hansberry is going to continue to put those shots up, and I think that when you have Abdallas occupy two guys, you've seen that last time, open three, Hansberry was able to knock it down.
And now it's a 6-point game. Lewis in the lane.
Nice move. And you see Lewis that time, a little bit of a in and out to freeze Abdallas, and was able to get right into his body, get that one to go off the glass. Man, that's nice.
Really nice.
Ben Hammond, he came in, and I think that he was the one that really settled Virginia Tech down when it seemed like the wheels were coming off the rails. But then now, giving them an opportunity, only down 6.
He has 11. They don't want Odie Enso putting it on the floor, and here comes Hammond the other way. Bedford to the basket. And lost a handle, and then a bump by Hansberry on Mallory. Tell you, it looked like we might have a blowout in this one, but all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. I mean, a huge day in the ACC today, and a lot of it here on the CW. You've got this one, Virginia Tech trying to get a win to improve that resume for the NCAA. We got NC State. We know they're going to be in the NCAA tournament, but what about a seeding? And then later today, Pitt needing the win to assure a spot. Trying to hold off Notre Dame in a two-way tie. Pitt gets it. But if Pitt were to lose and Notre Dame win against Boston College, the Fighting Irish would go to the tournament.
Well, if you're a college basketball fan, especially more so an ACC basketball fan, as you see Mallory not get that goal, I mean, you want to be able to watch these games because all these games are meaningful games as you come to the end of the season. Oh, pump fake. Got him.
Look out. Abdallas. He was off the mark. And look at Lowell. And had it rejected by the 7-footer. That's his game.
Only Ensu said no, not in my house today.
The #1 shot blocking team in the country, Virginia, and an easy one is Onyenso.
Onyenso on both ends of the floor. Comes up with that block and he'll get that roll to the basket.
He averages 6. He has 7 already. 3.5 to go. Step back 3. Offensive rebound for Bedford. And an offensive foul. It's going to be on Hansberry. That's number 2 on him. 8-point lead.
ACC lead. Wins are hard to come by. That's why when you and I talked about pulling off this victory today would be monumental for them in their NCAA hopes.
No doubt about that. Virginia Tech knows it will play the opening day of the ACC tournament starting on Tuesday. Brunlow.
Look at that hustle by Bedford.
Brunlow bounces it off Bedford. He's out of bounds, but the shot clock is at 13.
And watch this play again and see. You understand that this game means something. Bedford couldn't get that ball. And I like what Virginia Tech is doing. Every time they get the ball inside to DeRidder, they're sending another guy and not allowing him to be able to back down, force the ball out, and then high recover.
All right, shot clock at 8. And Lewis going into the paint.
Nice move.
He's a nice player, Lewis.
And he was able to get by Abdallah, opened up his hips, and then got downhill.
He played 2 years at Toledo in the Mid-American Conference. Speaking of, how about Miami of Ohio? 31-0 to finish the regular season with an unbelievable game last night in overtime in Athens, Ohio, to beat Ohio University 108-106.
But trust me, when the NCAA tournament bracket comes out, I would not want to be paired up against them.
They can shoot.
They can shoot and they get up and down.
Nice little scoop by DeRidder, his first field goal of the game.
And DeRidder did a good job of being able to slip right there, realizing that he had Hammond on the backside that could not stop him from scoring.
That lead was down to 6, and now it swells to 12. Bedford in the lane, not going to get it, and around the rim, the tip in for Gerdak.
And Gerdak doing a good job of sealing. And you needed that bucket for Virginia Tech because you chipped away at it. You do not want this lead to get too far. Right under 2 minutes left to go to half.
Gerdak had 17 points and 19 rebounds in the first meeting between these two teams.
Whoa!
Can you believe that?
Did you just see that?
Oh, my God.
The wall cleared. Grinlow's head on the pump fake. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Say, if he doesn't play in the NBA, he ought to consider the U.S. Olympic team in high jumping. He just jumped over a 7-footer. And look at Lewis. 3-on-1.
Oh, okay.
DeRidder follows it as Lowell got a piece.
And you see Lewis, if you're going to go against a high jumper, you go to dunk it right now. And you see the Virginia fans showing their appreciation. Look how hectic that defense is.
2-on-1. Give it up for DeRidder, and he kisses it in.
Defense leading to offense. This is what makes this Virginia team so good.
8 turnovers for the Hokies. A 10-0 run for UVA since it was a 6-point game. And another turnover. Hammond looking for the foul. Lewis to the rack.
Good block by Abdallah.
Game clock at 10. Now down to 7. Down to 5. 3, 2, 1. White. But what a half for Virginia.
And for Virginia Tech, you got to get the 3 ball to go, and then the turnovers. They average 10 turnovers a game. They've already got 9.
You know, Virginia came in shooting so poorly their last couple of games from three-point land, only at 25%. But 6 of 13 from downtown in the first 20 minutes. Shot clock at 7. Hansberry for 3. Say he can shoot.
He can. And a good offensive possession for Virginia Tech coming out of the half. Because, again, the way that they ended, that 10-0 run gave a lot of momentum for Virginia.
Hansberry, their leading scorer on the year. And he has 10 today. There's a takeaway behind the back. And get it to Lawal.
And again, you open up the half on a 5-0 run, and that's exactly what you need. If you're Mike Young, you wanted your team to come out, get something going. You see him over there. He's trying to rally his team.
That is Lawal's first bucket of the game. He averages 12. DeRidder going to use that strong body, the left hand, and not going to go. And here come the Hokies down by 11 on a quick 5-0 run to begin this half.
Oh, nice shot by Bedford. I thought Thomas did a good job of not allowing him to get in. And then again, Virginia Tech, solid defense, and then you turn it into offense. 7-0 run right now to open the half.
And that's the first basket as well for Jalen Bedford, who averages 11 a game. So two guys they really count on did not score in the opening half, Bedford and Lawal. Sort of ticky-tack there on Abdallah.
What you want to do if you're Virginia Tech, you got to be able to generate some offense. And you see Bedford come here, gets that, and he gets it over to Lawal. Talked about how he goes up, and that's one of the things they need to get him involved, because I think he's done a good job of giving some rim protection and helping out on DeRidder. But this is the response that you need from Virginia Tech to get back into this game.
Thomas had a big first half and starts the second half in similar fashion.
And Thomas did a great job of freezing Lawal with a little bit of a hesitation, moving in and out. Made him think that he was going to pass it, freed it up, and got that mid-range jumper to go.
Lead goes from 9 to 11 on that bucket by Thomas, who now has 11 points. Bedford for 3.
Nice play by Hammond. That last pick and roll that forced the defense to come over on Hansberry, and then he was able to get the ball back over to Bedford. Bedford already coming out, starting this half on a very positive note for Virginia Tech.
And DeRidder answers at the other end.
Nice pick and pop. You see Virginia, this is what they want to do. They want to extend their pressure and try to slow you down. That's one of the things that led to a lot of those Virginia Tech turnovers.
11 the magic number. 11 points for DeRidder, 11-point lead. Against the 7-footer. What a beautiful spin move, and he couldn't finish. Scramble for the basketball, and Hammond is there for the Hokies. Abdallah on the smaller haul, but doesn't go up. Instead, a 3-ball, and banging it in is Lawal.
And again, first half, Virginia Tech only 2 made threes. They come out right now and already hitting 3 early.
And Bedford and Lawal, who were shut out in the first 20 minutes, each with 5 here in the opening 3.5 minutes of the second half.
And you see right now, Bedford sit down, wait in the corner, knocks down the 3. We got her. She
nice.
Them fresh pet.
Very nice.
Now, I wouldn't know it because again, in the morning when I get up and I feed the cane corso, there's a big bag of fresh pet there.
It better be a really big bag for the big one. And by the way, they were checking the clock, not whether Lawal made a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer, which we initially suspected it was. And then they just made it a media timeout. And they're still talking things over there.
And you see the huddle for Mike Young over there. Going to the timeout, he was nearly at half court rallying his guys, because the response that they have come out of the half is what you needed.
The fastest growing cable news network in all of television is News Nation. News Nation respects all Americans and is news for all Americans. To find News Nation, go to newsnationnow.com. Tell you what, you can't stress enough how important this game is for the Hokies. I mean, you get win number 20. You'd be against a team in the top 15 in the net. Quad 1 win. You're going into the ACC tournament with some momentum and hoping you get the call next Sunday for the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. Check on all those boxes. And then again, you can't undervalue just the bragging rights of being able to sweep the series in the year.
All right, an 8-point lead for the Wahoos. 16 minutes to go from Charlottesville. And Oniensu dropped a perfect pass delivered by Mallory. And now Bedford thought about it. And Lewis knocks it out of bounds. Shot clock at 24 for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that ball went out of bounds. It was not far away. I was locked and loaded. I was catching. I was thinking shot.
All right, so a timeout on.
Clears his head. I mean, maybe he's in the wrong sport right now.
Well, all of a sudden, the Hokies have brought their game to begin this second half. I mean, we're 4+ minutes in, and that lead is at 8, and Virginia Tech with the basketball.
They've done a better job in taking care of the ball and generating offense with their defense. And right now, again, you want to continue to get your sets. Great pass and then finish. How about Ben Hammond? I think that this afternoon, the game that he's had right now, we talked about how he was able to steady this team. Virginia Tech has cut this lead down to 6.
Okay, Hammond's a good player. He's only a sophomore. And that's a turnover for UVA. And now all of a sudden a chance to get it under 6.
And again, the defense, Gerdak did a good job. Mallory came over and he had no place to go, forced him to pick the ball up. And as you mentioned, Tide and the momentum is slowly shifting in Virginia Tech's favor.
Hammond goes right by White and is able to draw the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. Hammond had 11 in the first half. He's not scored here in the second half, but that's because Bedford and Lowell have come alive.
And let's remember that last game when Virginia Tech won in that triple overtime, Ben Hammond, he had a monster game, had 30 points, and he was 16 for 18 from the free throw line.
I mean, that was just a wild game. Virginia Tech shot 41 free throws. Virginia shot 15. Hammond had more free throws made than Virginia had attempts.
Well, and you saw in that last penetration when he was able to get to the basket. I mean, he's the smallest player on the floor, but you can tell with his explosion how he's not afraid to make contact.
Well, we got a ball game now with 15 to go. 4-point lead for UVA. White spins.
Oh, that was nice. That was tough. That move. He had the defender in a little bit of a little spin right there. Had him in a blender.
That's his first basket for Jakari White, who averages 9. Missed a lot of time this season, but his last couple of games, he's gone 15 and 14, and then Hammond answers right back.
He rejected that screen. Mallory was already expecting him to come off, and he was able to freeze him and then get right down to the rim.
Got to be a mismatch somewhere. Mallory, not even close. Offensive rebound, Oniensu, and knocked out of bounds by Hammond.
Watch it. We're talking about Ben Hammond. Watch on this replay how Mallory gets caught thinking that he's going to come off the pin. And see, he turns his head and then right there, bam, just blows right by him and gets right down to the cup.
It looked like the old days of Brian Oliver at Georgia Tech. Lethal weapon 3 there.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if I had that type of quickness. If I had that kind of quickness, man, I mean, I probably would have had a longer career. But Ben Hammond, man, he has come out and he has really been amazing. 15 points.
Oh, my gosh. That looked like a forced just throw up to the basket, and White nailed it.
And White with 5 consecutive points for Virginia as well.
Lead from 4 up to 7. Too strong with a left hand by Gerdak. Here's White again.
This place would have come off the hinges if he had knocked that one down.
Little nice fade away.
Nice shot. And Hansberry hits that shot. He silences the crowd. Good move by Hansberry.
Hammond coming back. Lays it off. And not going to go. And a foul is called. Grunlow can't believe it. Grunlow really upset. He's saying, was it me or somebody else?
And Virginia,
no, it's on Mallory.
And Virginia Tech doing a good job. Active hands. And again, we're talking about you want to get something on it, and then you watch this play. I'm not sure if I saw a foul.
No, Mallory wasn't even close.
You see right there. Maybe a little bit of a tap across the cheek.
Official signaled foul on number 2. He's 5 feet behind the play.
You know, on the court, man, that's called ball don't lie.
Yeah.
You missed that free throw. And you hear right now, Virginia, this place is loud.
Johnson has not scored in the game. It's only his 2nd game back after missing almost 3 months. Guy's going to be a good player for Tech. Only a sophomore.
We've got ourselves a game here. Virginia Tech has definitely shifted this momentum. And if you're Virginia, get back to what you're doing. Tillis gets that 3, doesn't get a chance to get it up.
Grunlow, an offensive rebound, got fouled. And that will be the 2nd foul of this half against Virginia Tech. UVA whistled for 2 as well. I mean, we asked Coach Young point blank before the game, do you say anything to your team about the importance of this game? He said, I don't need to. They know what's going on.
And he said he wants them to just come out and play. And they've come out, especially in the 2nd half. They've upped their ante a little bit, and they have been more dominant as far as how they've come out with a sense of urgency.
Dallas pretty much handling the point now with Hammond getting a breather. And he's into the lane and off the glass. Got it to go, and that lead is down to 2.
He made a nifty little move right there. It was like a little pat right to left to be able to freeze the defense.
I don't know if anybody saw this coming. Alley-oop. Ill-advised. Nowhere close. And Virginia Tech with a chance to tie it.
Whoa! Went up with bad intentions.
But couldn't throw it down. Into Grunlow. And now Virginia Tech again to tie it or take the lead. Well, Schutt wanted to let that fly, didn't he?
He did.
Cross court for the lead. Not there. Bodies got tangled up. And that'll be against Hansberry, and that'll be his 3rd personal foul with 11:36 to go.
And Abdallah, you watch him with a little bit of nifty little move, a little heady right there. Allows this Virginia Tech team to cut the lead down to 2 against Boston College.
Virginia Tech shooting almost 70% here in the 2nd half. Virginia at 40%. And Tech has hit 5 of its last 7. Virginia 0 for its last 4.
What you've seen, Tom, is the on-ball defense with Virginia Tech is a lot better. We talked about the fact that Virginia opened up the game with knocking down those threes, and then they were able to get points off of turnovers. The things that you've seen, Virginia Tech better on-ball defense, and they're doing a better job of taking care of the ball and not coughing it up like they did at the end of the first half.
Hall never shoots. And as soon as I say that, get it out. He must have heard me. That's his first field goal attempt of this game. All right, the Hokies, a third straight possession with a chance to tie the game with a 2. Take the lead with a 3. Abdallas working on Hall, and he'll draw the foul. That'll go against Dallin Hall, and Abdallas will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. He's 1 of 1 from a line today. For a guy who's such a good shooter and a three-point shooter, he is only a 67% free throw shooter.
And we talked about his skill set. That pick and roll action gives him an opportunity to get downhill.
And now a chance to tie the game. We are tied, so here we go. In-state rival, 10:55 to play, knotted at 51 apiece.
Virginia's got to find a way to get the ball probably somewhere to DeRidder. I like the fact that, you know, Virginia Tech was going to double him. Their offense has been a little stagnant as of late.
Thomas, too strong. And battle for the loose ball. Last touched by, and I think Johnson is saying, hold on a minute now. They were the last to touch that ball, and he's...
I'm going to tell you this, though, that college and even in the NBA, those guys never think that they were... He's like, hey, you know what? Challenge it, challenge it.
And this will be a challenge, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you see, right now you watch. Watch this last play right here.
And it always comes down to they have enough, you know, to overrule it.
Virginia Tech is challenging the out-of-bounds play.
Okay, I may be wrong. My wife will tell you that I'm normally wrong.
All of us know that every single one.
This play here, and you see Thomas. You know what? That may have been off of Thomas. Watch right. The hand, that one's close.
Yeah, sure is.
There's a chance. Hey, you know what? On the slow-mo, I'm all...
I think Virginia Tech wins this. What do you think?
I was going to say, our crew in the truck, they slowed it down. Good job by the men and women in the truck of trying to make us look good.
You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. Casey Carter, our producer, our director Lonnie Dale, our entire crew from right here in Charlottesville, Virginia. I mean, this looked like a borderline boat race in Virginia's favor for much of the first half.
The challenge is unsuccessful.
All right.
Virginia Tech will lose their timeout and their ability to challenge for the rest of the game.
The big part of that is losing your timeout.
Right. You got Mike Young who's looking over at Tyler Johnson is like, see? You see what you made me do? But again, Virginia Tech, I mean, and you've gotten to this point where, like you mentioned, how Virginia closed out that first half on that 10-0 run, you thought that this was going to be something that they were going to be a blowout, but Virginia Tech has definitely taken their defense up another notch.
Lewis had it stripped out of there into the hands of Dallin Hall. Shot clock at 4, and Hall to the basket.
Whoa! On the end, so goes up to the upper room. Great pass by Hall.
First basket in 4 minutes for the Cavaliers. And the lead at 2. Under 10 to go. Abdallas. Out to Lowell. Shot clock at 5. Bedford gonna let it go, and it's short.
Great defensive possession by Virginia.
And that'll be, I think, a foul.
Watch this play by Hall. Gets it up there, and when you got a 7-footer just hanging around the rim, all you got to do is throw it up. The big fella comes in, finish that on the end. So we talk about him and the athleticism that he possesses. Hall with great read, rejects that screen, throws it up for the big fella to come in and push that one in.
Wow back in for the Hokies. And DeRidder back in there for UVA. Great pass by Hall.
Great read by Hall. And Abdallah got caught sleeping. That back cut, Lewis made him pay for it. Good dime by Hall.
Lewis had 9 in the first half. That's his first bucket here in the second half. He has 11. Abdallah's tough shot. Not sure that's what the Hokies are looking for there. DeRidder. Not going to fall. 4-point lead for UVA. Every possession now for Virginia Tech becomes so important, even with 8:40 to go. Bedford left hand off the glass. That was a tough one against a 7-footer.
Yeah, if you're Virginia Tech, you got to have some more discipline in your shot attempts. Quality of shots, you can't do that against this Virginia team.
DeRidder able to run down the long rebound. Thomas using that body.
A little bit of a bully move by Thomas. Was able to move Hansberry out the way. And again, momentum starting to shift back in Virginia's favor. Right now, if you're Virginia Tech, you need a really good play right now. A little pick and roll action.
Hammond had it blocked all the way out there. Well, I thought it was tipped. I think they're going to say this was tipped.
On the end, so he tapped that ball. He tapped it.
I mean, the Virginia Tech sideline is going ballistic because it was originally ruled Virginia ball, and that was a tipped shot attempt.
Watch this tap right here. Big fella got it now. Doing a good job of how he's able to run this ball club. 15 points in the afternoon, 3 assists. And Tom, I think that we talked about shot quality for Virginia Tech. I think that they have to do a better job of trying to press that paint and get downhill. And then those open shots will really start to fall for them.
You know, it's interesting, and it's a game of matchups, Brian, as you well know. But this group out there right now, meaning Hammond running the point more than Abdallah, is where Virginia Tech has made hay in their second half.
Because he's going to do a better job of running the offense where Abdallah is hunting his shot. And when he does that, that forces them out of the regular kind of consistent offense that they've been running before. Good pass again.
Dallin Hall is some kind of passer.
And here's the thing is that he does a good job of occupying the defense. That last time you saw Thomas on that back cut, gives him the ball. That's the second time that we've seen in the last few minutes.
All right, Hammond with the basketball. It was a tie game, and now an 8-0 UVA run. Hammond kicks it out to Lowell, and he got it. I mean, that's not his strength, but he's hit now a couple of them in the game today.
But you saw that little offensive possession. Hammond was able to break the paint, force the help, and gives Lowell a wide open, uncontested 3.
He's only a 23% three-point shooter. Go for the alley-oop and a foul on Lowell will send Onienso to the free throw line.
And then last play, we talked about Hall and how well he's been passing the ball. Watch how he's able to occupy 2 guys in on that backside. Thomas comes in, and then on the other side, we talked about the fact Benham occupies those guys, gets the ball kicked out to Lowell for a wide open shot. And again, for Virginia Tech, you want to continue to probe that paint, force the help, and then get that kick out.
Onienso for a 7-footer, not a bad free throw shooter.
Hey, he's got a nice touch.
Yeah, he does.
We saw him hit that 3 earlier, but then, like I said, when you see his stroke.
He has 9 in the game. He averages 6.
A little bit of a danger zone for Virginia Tech. Desperately need a bucket right now. Again, you do want to hover right that 7-point line right there. You need a bucket right now to continue to cut into this lead.
Wide open three. Too strong. Look at Lowell climb the ladder. Man, can that guy jump. Shoot for three. Nope. Offensive rebound. Shoot will try it again. Still not there. They need him making those shots.
They do.
I mean, Shoot is a guy that when he's hot, very streaky.
Yep. He gets 2 clean looks at it, and you see Hansberry like he's hopping off, may have injured.
Yeah, it was left foot, left ankle, something, and he's just now starting to put a little weight on it.
We'll monitor that. That could be a huge loss if he's not able to come back into the game.
Still got it to go.
We've seen Lewis. He attacks the basket with reckless abandon. That last time couldn't get the dunk, but he still got it to go. Right now, Virginia opened his lead up to 9.
9-0 run since we were tied. Or they've outscored them by 9 since we were tied. And look at Hammond in the lane. Tried to go over the 7-footer, and here comes Mallory for the Wahoos. 5:40 to go. Mallory, a 35% three-point shooter. He has not scored in the game. That went off the side of the backboard. Hammond not going to try over the 7-footer again. Swing it to Johnson. Telling you, if this guy warms up here in the last 5 minutes, look out.
And Virginia Tech really needed that bucket. And he threw the ball into Lowell. Understands it's a double team, you get it out. And Johnson knocks down a much-needed three-point play.
Well, Johnson has missed nearly the entire year. Easy miss there on the backdoor cut by Lewis. And now Virginia Tech trailing by 6, under 5 to go. Dallas set to check back in. DeRitter and Grunlow for the Virginia side.
Good pass. And you saw Shoot come off that stagger, occupied 2 guys, and then when he had the presence of mind of realizing if I've got 2 on me, somebody's wide open.
And that somebody was Gerdak. Foul on Virginia Tech, and that'll send us to substitutions for both teams. Grunlow, DeRitter, Dallas coming in for the Hokies. Well, coming up tonight, we're out in the desert for the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series into Phoenix. Don't miss a second of pure raw racing power. 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the CWR. 4th race of the year.
I love Virginia Tech still able to come back because it looked like the momentum from Virginia had shifted, and there was a chance to get up to a 10-point lead. As you see Onienso at the free throw line.
There's a lane violation on somebody. Doesn't matter, goes in.
You see Hansberry over there trying to signal to the Virginia Tech coaching staff. It looks like he's lobbying to get back into the game.
Well, Johnson trying to build up his minutes. He just came back the last game. Only had a handful of minutes in it. And Onienso, boy, that's a pure stroke, as you pointed out, Brian, from the line. Big round of applause for him, and there should be.
And how about you sub in 1 7-footer for another? Great minutes for Onienso, what he's given, and you come back with Grunlow.
13 points and 4 rebounds for Onienso. And the lead back to 6 for the Cavaliers. Hammond, tough shot. Great box out by Grunlow there on Gerdak. Good ball movement. How about that ball movement? And then you can't finish it off. Look at Hammond. Well, he's everywhere today. Bedford back in there. Abdallas.
Nice shot
by Bedford.
Tough shot by Bedford because he was able to get there and he waited to see if anyone was going to come over. Grinlow didn't come. Gathered himself. And again, Mike Young over there pleading his guys to continue with their effort.
4-point game. DeRitter spins into the lane, lost the handle, and Virginia Tech. Hammond's everywhere.
And right there in the middle of it.
Gerdak. Abdallah step back three. And a foul underneath going to go against Virginia Tech. Boy, 2:53 to go. Mike Young's team fighting for its NCAA tournament life. Big ones today on the CW here. A 4-point game. Virginia front, 2:53 to go.
And we talked in the open about how when you get to the last game of the season, all these games, they all have different implications for different reasons. You've got teams trying to play into the ACC tournament, teams jockeying for position. You've got teams that are trying to secure possible opportunities to get into the NCAA tournament.
White knocks down the first one, and I mean, this is a microcosm of that. Yeah, Virginia thinking about a really good seed in the NCAA tournament. Already locking down the number 2 seed in the ACC tournament. White got them both. And Virginia Tech needing this one.
And here's the thing, too. We've talked about this Virginia team and the fact that their defense has basically fueled their offense. Only committed 2 fouls today. Talking about defending without fouling.
Johnson. Boy, what a game Hammond has had.
But here's the thing. You see how he was able to get into the lane, probe the lane, hesitated a little bit, and then played through the contact.
Hammond was 17. He has been terrific. And then just reaches in for the takeaway. You knew he was going up, and he's headed to the free throw line.
And talking about a player putting his team on his back. Ben Hammond, we've talked about him all afternoon long and what he's been able to do. Doing it on both ends of the floor.
That is Dallin Hall's 4th. And you think, well, he's not a big scorer. He hasn't scored in the game, but he's a very good free throw shooter, very good passer, very good ball handler. They want him on the floor.
Absolutely. We've seen the fact that he's made some really good plays and how they done. But Ben Hammond right now going 2 big free throws from Virginia Tech.
4 in the game. Whoa. That might be the first mistake he's made all day.
You make this one, you put yourself in a position, you see his numbers on the afternoon, 17 points. And you talk about this is a player, 87% free throw percent shooter.
Oh, missed them both. Can you believe that? Had a chance to get his team within 2. And exactly 2 minutes to go from Charlottesville.
And you talk about Hall. This is where you want to make sure that you run your offense, get a good set, high-quality shot from Virginia Tech. You have to continue to defend, and you have to box out.
You got to be kidding me.
Big fella. On the insole with the big 3.
This has been his best game of the season. He scored 18 points in the 3rd game of the year against Hampton. Turnover by Abdallah. 2-on-1 the other way. Great work with the body by Lewis, and he'll go to the free throw line.
And Tom, you say that when a game of this magnitude, you need people to step up. Watch Onyenso. Gets over the big fella, sets those feet, strikes the poles with the follow-through and knocks it down. Again, we've talked about him and how he's impacted this game on both ends of the floor.
Well, that's the thing about this Virginia team. They have 2 7-footers. They lead the league among the nation's leaders in blocks per game. So if the defense breaks down, You have two guys in the back end that can change all that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing is that obviously, you know, the goal is for this team to go in and win the ACC championship. But then when you look at how the makeup of this Virginia team that you see Bedford draw that foul on Hall, that may be his 5th foul.
Yeah, it is.
But for Virginia, you look at the long road, and this is a team that's built to make a run in the NCAA tournament because you got great point guard play. You've got two bigs that can defend the basket and knock down threes. And then how they play with their defense and up-tempo, this is a team that can create a lot of damage in the NCAA tournament.
Well, for Hall, 3 years at BYU, this is his 131st collegiate game, his 92nd career start. And this will be his final regular season game today.
You see the officials trying to get over and tell the players that this is not a timeout. A little over a minute left, and if you're Virginia Tech, at some point you got to start trying to get up some threes because, again, you're talking about already a 4-possession game.
It's only the 15th foul against UVA, so shoot the trigger man. And they got to hustle. Shoot will let it fly. Still has not scored in the game. Hammond got stripped and he got fouled. That'll be the 6th foul against Virginia.
You see the Virginia Tech bench over there lobbying and saying that Hammond was in the act of shooting. They're going to give him 2 free throws.
Wow. Ryan Odom cannot believe it.
And watch the penetration. You see right there. Oh. Whoa.
Sound like Billy.
And watch right there. You see right there. I'm not sure that he was in the act of shooting at Tom Brenneman.
I hear you. Hammond missed 2 a moment ago. And now makes 2. All right, 7-point game, 1:10 to go.
Here's the thing. If you're Virginia Tech, you got to extend your defense. You don't have to foul immediately. What you want to do is you want to put pressure, try to go for steals. What you cannot do is allow Virginia to run a lot of clock. You're still down 7 points.
Get it ahead to Lewis, who will slow it down. We are at 1 minute to go. And they're burning a lot of time. Ryan Odom, of course, his dad was an assistant coach here in Charlottesville. He lived here from the time he was in 3rd grade until the 10th grade, and that's when his dad took over as the head man at Wake Forest, finished high school there. But brought in from down the road at VCU in his first year at this program, and they're 50 seconds away with a 7-point lead of winning 27 out of 31 games during the regular season. What a turnaround at UVA.
Well, and you look at the way that they have been playing and how he's come in and put his brand of basketball and a team that's going to play defense. You've got 3-point shooters, and this is a team that plays well together, and they do a good job of passing the ball around.
DeRidder 71% from the line. 3 of 3 now in the game.
Here's the thing about DeRidder. I mean, he's got 12 points in the game. I like his game this afternoon, the fact that he didn't try to force the issue too much. He understood that Virginia Tech was going to try to force the ball out of his hands. He trusted his teammates.
45 ticks remain. Virginia Tech's got to get moving here.
You've got to get some shots up.
Hammond, boy, what a game by Hammond.
Good blow by, again, when you look at 38 seconds, you would have liked to see him go a little sooner. We talked about Hammond and the game that he has had. Quite the afternoon. Watch this last little play right there. Was able to get Mallory to stand up and then crossed him over. Got there. Nice blow by and finish. Again, Hammond, again, as soon as you get that player to open up his hips, you're at his mercy. He's done a good job. And right now, if you're if you're Mike Young, you've got to go ahead and try to go for a steal immediately out of the timeout. And you've got to play the foul game because you want to lengthen out this game. And if you're Virginia, get the ball in hand, and you know that Virginia Tech is going to try to foul you, and make sure you have your best ball handlers and best free throw shooters on the floor.
Well, Virginia has seen enough of Hammond. I mean, in 2 games, he has 51 points against the Cavaliers.
You see the lineup that Virginia has on the floor. Make sure that you're coming to the ball, and last thing you need is a turnover.
Mallory lays it off and getting a hand on it and able to save it. They get that turnover, shoot, and still can't find the bottom. He'll try it again. Still can't. In the corner, Hammond. Bedford.
And he got fouled.
He got fouled with 18 seconds left in the game. He'll shoot 3 to try to make it a 4-point game.
How about the effort from Virginia Tech? You come up with a steal, and you get 4 cracks at it. This game is far from over. You're Bedford. You can knock down these 3. You cut that lead down to 4 with 18 seconds up the road. We've seen stranger things happen.
Got to make all 3 for that to happen. And 0 for 1. 71% free throw shooter. We've seen some big misses at the line down the stretch here for Tech. I mean, you just look. You know, Hammond missed 2. You get 1 there from Bedford. I mean, you're looking at a 3-point game right now if you make those 3 free throws.
And after you see Shoot, that player that knocks down the 3 at a high pace, 0 for 6.
Yep.
You get a couple of those ago, we're talking a different ball game.
All right. Can Virginia take care of the ball? Tillis the trigger man to Mallory. Mallory was a guy I would have fouled. I mean, he has not scored this entire game. I know he's a very good free throw shooter, but Thomas has had an excellent game.
And I thought that, of course, because what you do is you lost 4 seconds on that possession. You want to foul immediately and force them to go to the free throw line.
And that's not a knock on Mallory. It's just he's not played a ton in this game.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is that to your point is that a lot of times if you don't have rhythm in getting shots up, it's a lot easier to knock down, a lot harder to knock those free throws down.
And Thomas, a 73% free throw shooter, misses. Now Oniyensu will come back in for defense. Looks like he's going to replace Thomas.
And if he makes this or not, he misses this, I'm going for a quick 2. If he makes it, then definitely look to get a 3.
He hits 1 of 2. 6-point game, 2-possession game, and a timeout on the floor by Virginia. Take a look at today's player of the game, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive offers 24/7 protection when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycles. Learn more at Progressive.com. The big fella in his final collegiate home game.
Well, I thought that he impacted the game on both ends of the floor. We came into the game talking about how the fact that defensively what he does. I thought that offensively at both ends of the floor, he did a good job of being able to finish around the rim. We talked about his 3-point shooting, knocked down some really big free throws. And this is the guy that I thought that when it was going back and forth was kind of a little bit of that catalyst. And you look at his afternoon, 16 points, 3 blocks, efficient 5 for 7. But I think that the numbers don't tell the huge impact that he's had overall in this game this afternoon.
Guy who started his first 2 years at Kentucky and played a lot for the Wildcats on very good teams under John Calipari. Then he went to Kansas State, barely played at all last year. And now a big impact on Virginia. In the corner. Not over yet with 8 seconds left. It is a 3-point game and a timeout by Virginia Tech.
And well-run play by Virginia Tech. You come down and you get Bedford in the corner, wide open 3. Now, 8 seconds. Watch this play again. Hammonds comes off that pick and roll, occupies 2 guys, pass the ball over, and you get Bedford wide open in that 3 to knock it down. It's one of those things, again, you occupy the defense, realize that Onyenso cannot get out there in that corner, knock down that three. Now giving life to Mike Young and his Virginia Tech team.
All right, back in your days with Bobby Cremins in the huddle, when you're down by 3, 8 seconds left in the game, I mean, obviously you want to take away here, but you're just all out defending anywhere you can go, right? Just don't let them get it in.
And here's the thing is that if I'm on ball, I'm forcing the player to one side because what I want to cut the four off. I don't want to allow them to be able to get on both sides. So if they're taking it underneath, I want to force it back towards the baseline. I tell everyone that we're trying to deny, and we're going for a steal immediately. You don't get the steal, you immediately have to foul because what you do have to do, you got to make the free throws on the end. You're down by 3. We've got 8 seconds. What we do not want to do is allow time to continue to run off the clock.
Yep.
And then for Virginia, you just got to get the ball in bounds. You understand you get the ball in bounds, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to risk getting a tie-up. You want to stay active with the ball. If you can come off the pass, you know if you hold it, there's a chance they're going to foul.
By the way, the possession arrow is favoring Virginia. Virginia Tech out of timeouts. Virginia is in the double bonus, so here we go. Trying to get it in. Then they find Lewis. Time is ticking. Way too much time before a foul on Tillis, down to 4. Now, Tillis has not been to the free throw line in the game. He is an excellent free throw shooter at 81% on the year.
I still would have liked to see Johnson deny Lewis that last time. You don't give him an opportunity to come get the ball. You lost 4 seconds. Right now, you're hoping that you could get Tillis to miss both of these because if he makes one, you still have a 2-possession game.
Big ones, big ones, big ones. For Devin Tillis, his 154th career college game, and he missed.
Makes it interesting.
All right. So here you go.
And if you're Virginia Tech, you have to box out.
Second one, and that'll put it on ice. 4 seconds left. Shoot. Down to 2. 1. Will let it fly. Off the mark, and the Virginia Cavaliers hold on. Against their rivals, they split the season series after the triple overtime marathon in Blacksburg. 76-72, Virginia wins it. And the Cavaliers will roll into the ACC tournament as a number 2 seed. Meanwhile, for Virginia Tech, Brian, it feels like they might need to win a couple of games to get in the NCAA tournament.
Well, great effort today. You don't get the results that you really need. And like you say, is that you take somewhat of the momentum from this game and you take it into the ACC tournament. And then hopefully you can get a win or 2. They're going to continue to extend your effort for the NCAA tournament.
You know, Virginia Tech, I mean, right there, numerous chances in this game. They eventually tied the game.